Welcome to Empowered Gardening. Today I'm going to show you how to make your own potting soil. You can go out and buy it in garden stores or have it delivered, and you can also make it yourself. Now, I'm very lucky that I have a potting bench and things that are very easy for me, but I do a lot of potting. This was from a litter box, and it was cut down, and it was actually very easy and contained, and I used this before I got this whole bench. So I'm saying you can use a table, you can do it on the ground, it's not a big thing. Whatever works for you. Now, you'll notice that in potting soil, there's a lot of other elements, but it's very light. The texture is very important. Its coarse grain consistency gives the soil the ability to have space so that you can have water and air get to the roots. That makes fastest growing. So there's a lot of things you can amend with, and what's nice is you can actually order any of these things online and they'll come to you. Now, vermiculite is very light. Basically, that prevents any kind of soil compaction. I'll show you some compact soil because Southern California has a lot of that. Now, perlite is also another amendment that is very light, but it has more of a sand texture. And if you're making potting soil for indoor plants, perlite is a good way to go. Usually it's a little bit more expensive than vermiculite, but both of these can last a long time. You don't have to, this is an industrial size, you can get a small one. Now, another amendment that's very important is manure. It supplies all important nutrients that your plants need to thrive. You can use either chicken or steer manure, but just know that you're going to want to have nutrition added when you're doing your potting soil at home. I'm going to suggest everyone in America start to compost. In compost, what comes naturally are lots and lots of worms, if we can see these. Okay, I got some out, but they like to hide. Here they are. They've all grouped together, and they came naturally into the compost. But worms are really a vital part of gardening, and it's okay for them to be in pots. I gave a class just about a month ago, and the girls are saying, we're going to eat them. I'm like, no, you don't eat worms. You let them fertilize all the plants. You can't add sand, and certain plants like sand more. And so I grow a lot of succulents, and the succulents actually love to have a little bit of sand in them. So it rained about a week ago now, and as you can see, I can actually make a really good mud pie with this, or I can make earthenware. It has no texture at all. So it feels very different from the potting soil that we're going to make today. I basically put in the native soil first, and I have to break it up. Then I want to add something else. I'm going to add some perlite today. And just put that in, and you'll see that immediately starts to add texture. This is compost, so we're adding this in, and you can do this in any order, but I usually say take your native soil first and then add other things in. And the other great thing I'm going to add in here is some sand, because I am going to plant some onions, and they don't mind sand or, very rich soil at all. So you can see how much this has changed. This is still a little wet, but the composition of it is very light. These are some chives I planted from seedlings a week ago. This is Malia. Because there are lots of pets and critters around our houses and gardens, we need to be very careful about their safety. Some of the most successful houseplants and outdoor plants are poisonous to our furry friends, so we need to keep them separated. But if you're growing lettuces or chives indoors, that is not a problem at all. The next thing we're going to do is repot these chives. I'm hitting the pot to loosen the soil so that I can get the plants out. So we're just taking that out. What I'm doing now is pulling some weeds out before I repot this plant. Now, this you've seen before, this is a chive. It's in the onion family. And I've already filled a pot with potting soil. So I'm going to plant this right in here. And it will continue to flourish. So I hope you now feel that you can grow your own soil, and that means that you can do your own compost, you can make your own potting soil, you don't have to go out and get bags, you can use any kind of container. You can use this has holes in the bottom, so feel free to be creative and make as much food as you want to for your family.
Please subscribe to EcoCindy, like, share, and give it a thumbs up. Bye-bye!